back to action.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick, and today I'm playing a new Let's Play. Today I'm playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the original Game Boy. Wait, you might ask, isn't the original Game Boy supposed to be in black and white? And I tell you, you are correct. Well, I'm not playing it on the Game Boy, as you can see, because it is in color. Yes, certain Game Boy games had color. These could, in this actually this color can be seen on the original Game Boy. However, if you had the Super Nintendo extension cartridge, the Super Game Boy, then you could play Game Boy games on the big screen on your home console. And some Game Boy games, they have, Super Game Boy features enabled. And this means that they have a special border, as you can see, with special graphics, but also a color palette. And this was before the Game Boy Color even arrived. Yes, it is one, and well, that's also why I am playing it on the Super Game Boy and not on the Game Boy player with my GameCube. Because I wanted to show off the color, and I think color is nicer to play. Well, this game allows you to play with 5 different Rangers. Well, they are Power Rangers, and these are the 5 Rangers. For the first level, I will be playing with, well, Trini, the Yellow Ranger. Your basic actions are punch, jump, and walk left to right. Once you go forward in the level, you can't go back anymore. However, you can go, well, you have to go forward, because eventually you will have to fight the enemies. And first level is easy. Just go left to right, walk, and stop at the right time so that you can time your punches correctly with the putties. One thing, these putties only take 1 punch. And now you can see I picked up a special power-up item. This is a shield power-up. It will give you temporary invincibility, like Mario's Superstar. Although you don't get a... Whoa! Watch out! Well, you don't get a nifty music going along. But as you could see, from the windows there are certain windows drop bombs. And if you're not careful, you get one on top of your head. Also, putties like to start jumping now, so try to time your movements and punching correctly. You could also do a jump kick, but usually I find timing and punching a lot easier. Which I am kind of failing at this moment, but we're at the end of the level, and that means we have a boss fight ahead of us. And a boss fight we don't do as Rangers, but we use the Megazord, Tyrannosaurus, Mastodon, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, and Pterodactyl. The first boss is Squad. Well, basic tactics for boss fights is, well, don't be greedy. Well, it seems like it's, well, how do I say, an obvious tactic. But you have to start like I just did there. You have to start actually jumping and avoiding his attacks before he even makes an announcement of his attack. You have to find the right rhythm or pacing for... Well, now we're getting in phase 2, but you have to find the right rhythm and pacing to attack him. So that means don't be greedy. Jump before he, well, starts to attack. And in his phase 2 you saw that he would throw fireballs. Some fireballs go faster, some go slower. So be wary of that. Here you have an example of slow ones. And jump over him when he approaches you. And don't be too greedy, which I am obviously are at this last point. One nifty fun fact, Squat is an enemy from the series, a regular cast member of the first season and second season, maybe also third season as well. Oh, now we have a bonus level. I will complete my thoughts later. And now we have a bonus level. The point is you have to face these projectiles and you have to destroy them. If they hit you, they don't count and you take damage. Lose all the damage, well, then you die. I destroyed 7 of the 30 projectiles that are in this bonus game. Which is actually bad, because if you have lower than 10 projectiles destroyed, your maximum life gauge in the next level, which I will be playing with Billy at this now, the Blue Ranger, well, your maximum life gauge will be shorter. And as levels go on, they will become increasingly more difficult, so a shorter life bar is also a kind of a death sentence. Which makes it even more difficult to go and get through these levels. Well, to finish off my thought of the boss just yet, as you were seeing, that was Squad. Oh, well, later, yeah, and that was Squad. Yes, and Squad is an enemy monster that regularly appeared in the series. However, the Power Rangers never actually physically fought Squad. They, let alone that the Megazord had to fight him. No, Squad never was fought in the series. Of the 5 bosses you will fight as the Megazord, there are only 2 that actually faced off against the Megazord in the series. Only one of those 2 actually was destroyed by the Megazord. So that's where the game kind of takes its liberties. And I am kind of dying here because I get hit quite often. That's one nifty little power up. That lightning block. Because it destroys all the enemies on the screen. That are currently on the screen, all enemies and traps and everything, and I am totally dead right now, right before the end of the level. Ah well, you will see this as well. Okay, I am game over and Rita only likes it. Yes, you only have 1 life. You have only 1 health bar and that's what you have to do with it. However, you have an infinite number of continues, and that means you can continue left off at the level where you started. Yes, at the beginning of the level. Because you don't get checkpoints during the level, except for boss fights. But yes, when you die at a boss fight, then you will... Okay, this power up I kinda skipped over in a previous run. That says the name POW, and it refers to your life bar power gauge that you have down there. It refills it to its maximum. However, if your maximum is decreased, it does not fill it up more than that. Your maximum, it only fills it up to your maximum. Here I get a shield again, but on the bar of continues, to go continue there, when you die at a boss, you will continue at the boss. You will continue there where it left off. So, no worries about that. You don't have to go through the level when it was a pain in the ass to begin with. As soon as you reach a boss, you reach the boss and you continue on over there. yeah, I'm playing Power Rangers because it actually is one of my most favorite franchises, childhood franchises, in TV series I had when I was a child. One of the three most favorite. The other one was Turtles, that's why I started off Let's Playing with that game, and now I am doing Power Rangers as the second one. And we reached the boss where I also died. And we are going back to the Megazord again. Oh, I always love to see this. Yeah. It's so nice. It's just a still image, but okay, now the second boss is King Sphinx. Yes, King Sphinx. And this is also one of the two bosses that actually faced off against the Megazord during the series. And it is the only one of the bosses that was actually destroyed by the Megazord during the series. Again, don't be greedy. Start avoiding his attack before he announces it, like, well, when he comes down. Jump to the left to avoid the piles of whatever they are, and then do a jump kick back, because you will get, well, you can destroy the dirt pile and maybe get in ahead. His second phase, as you can see, is throwing rocks at you. Just jump over him, over them, and jump over him when he comes at you. You can take in a few hits at him when he passes by. Also, this shows off a nifty little trick of how old 2D games worked with sprites. Sprites never actually, the objects there actually exist out of multiple sprites. Here you can see that King Sphinx is at least built up out of two. You have a lower body sprite as well as an upper body. However, I also think that the arms are a separated sprites as well. So this is done to save space on the cartridge when space was a little clear. But you could also see an empty line where it didn't really fit together. This bonus level is pretty easy. Just sit here and hit at the right time. And you should be able to hit all of them. But continuing on, as you saw with the King Sphinx, you can wind it back if you didn't notice it. You saw a little line where you could see through him, could see the background, that his lower body didn't match up with his upper body. And well, as you could see, I finished off hitting all 30 projectiles, so I have 100% as the top line shows. 100%, and the first number is the number of projectiles you actually hit, and the second number is the number of projectiles there were. Below this you see a line called passwords. If you enter this password in the options screen, then you can go directly to the level that will be coming up next. So this password actually grants you saying that you finished off this level 2. And also, because I have now had more than 20 projectiles hit, I have an extended life bar. But this is the end of the episode. I hope to see you back next time. So, bye!